What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Steve from Printer Gang Investments, back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how to trade unprofitable companies. You feel me? You know, one of my favorite, misinformed investors, he made another video hating on me. He was talking about my old GameStop days. I always tell y'all I used to trade all the stocks. I trade whatever. And he just assumed because I was in GameStop that, I blew up my whole account apparently. You know what I'm saying? He swore people who was in GameStop blew up their whole account. And that's because people are misinformed. The average person didn't know about GameStop or Wall Street Bets till after January 2021 when it happened. I was on Wall Street Bets before that. I was on that way before that, 2020, 2019, all that. So we're going to go through these GameStop tax returns, and we're going to look at a few positions because the tax return like 80 pages long. So we're not going to look at the whole thing. But we're going to look at a few pages, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about what was the mindset in some of the stocks we was trading back then. So first, as you can see, net gain or loss on the year, that was what, February 2022, the year after 2021 when GameStop happened. We made $25,000 on this account that year. We had other accounts, but I can't show every account I got, you feel me? But on this particular account where we did a lot of GameStop trading, I did some AMC trading on here. I didn't do most of my AMC trading on this account, but I did most of my GameStop trading on this account. So yeah, we was up like 25,000 at the time. It was a fun time, man. It was funny. They was looking at my old video. They was like, why you was cursing so much? Why you was smoking on camera? I was not trying to be a YouTuber back then. I was printing this money, and I was enjoying it. I didn't even think I could get views for printing this money back then. You know what I'm saying? So, I was just enjoying myself back then. But anyway, so what was we trading back then? We had Apple back then. What is Allstate? Was I in Allstate back then? I got to look that up. AMC call back in there. Was it an AMC put? We was hedging ourselves back then. I had AMC puts, AMC calls around this thing. AMC calls all on my tax return. Real life. This real trader lifestyle. If you ever print, you're going to get one of these. You feel me? If y'all ever print some money, y'all going to get one of these. You feel me? BlackBerry was on this thing. I tell everybody, the original GameStop was BANG. BlackBerry, AMC, Nokia, and GameStop. Let's see. What else on here? Delta, Clover. And there it goes. GME. Probably more GME if I keep scrolling. More Nokia, Pfizer, Palantir, even back then. I've been living this life. But anyway, the theme of this video is, why was I trading GameStop back then? Like, I'm not stupid. GameStop, it's got the reputation. A lot of investors think if you was trading something like GameStop, you're stupid. Well, that's where it comes in, where I always say things like you have to dig a little deeper with these companies, because I'm not going to say there's always a reason to buy something, but there are multiple reasons to buy something. With GameStop, it was a little tricky. Like I said, back in the day, people didn't think it was going to be a disc slot on a PlayStation 5. So, Bells was betting against it. We was betting for it. Things got tense. Things exploded. But you would have had to been there on Wall Street Bets early to know that. And speaking of Wall Street Bets gets a bad rap because a lot of people on Wall Street Bets like to blow up their life savings. And I ain't on that blowing up my life savings. That's why you'll never see me put my whole account on a weekly call. You'll never see me put my whole account on a monthly call and nothing crazy like that. But what people don't realize, you got to be your own investor. That way you can use these resources for what they're worth. No one person could tell me what to do in this market. But what you can do is I will listen to your thesis. I will listen to what you got to say. And I will decide if I agree or not. So with Wall Street Bets, especially in the pre-GameStop era, the 2020 era, it was a melting pot of information. It was a bunch of people. It basically groups of stocks. Like you had the Palantir crew, you had the GameStop crew, you had the Tesla crew, you had the QQQ crew. You just had all these different stocks. And some was right, some was wrong. And people would hop out the window with their money. Now people might mortgage their house, YOLO their money, do something crazy. Now I wasn't doing that. I was just on the cut. You know me, I be flipping my little $50, $100, $300, $500 in the cut. I can't blow up all my money. But what people don't understand is People who willing to risk all their money in a place like Wall Street Bets, them people do a lot more research than you realize. They may be dumb with what they doing with their money a lot of times, but the research may not necessarily be dumb. And that's what I tell people to focus on. Like, the key out here is the research. The key with everything is the research. I remember after GameStop happened, I made that $30,000. I thought I left with 23, but my tax return say 25. I don't think that was all from GameStop. It might have been like 22. But either way, after I made that money off GameStop, my first question was, why did I make all this money from GameStop? When I bought the car, I did think I was going to make 10 times my money. And I knew it could squeeze. And I wanted it to squeeze, but I didn't realize it was going to get that real. That really, like, light bulb went off. Not light bulb, but curiosity sparked. Why did we just pay us? Why did they just pay us this much money? Then we found out about the so-called naked shorts. Then we found out about the Dark Lord and the crew. And then we found out about AMC. Because, you know, we was already in AMC, because as y'all saw on tax return, it was BlackBerry, AMC, Nokia, and GameStop. So we was getting the DD that everybody was starting to load up on AMC. So what did we do? We already saw what had happened with GameStop. We hopped down with some money. I hopped down with some hundreds. My dog hopped down with 1,000. Next thing you know, my dog turned 1,000 to 70,000. He should have listened to me. I told him to sell at the top, y'all. He ain't listen. Next day, we lost $23,000. Long story short, we only left AMC with like $30,000, man. We had turned 1,000 into 70. Only left with 23 or 30. But, you know, that's just what come with it when you play with the hot stocks. You feel me? But did I buy either of those stocks because I thought the company was good? No. Did I buy either of them stocks because the PE ratio was good? No. Did I buy them stocks because I thought that GameStop and AMC, the business was necessarily finna turn around? Not really. You know what I'm saying? DFV did. That's why he made $50 million and I didn't. But I bought the stock because it had reason to squeeze, and I got in it early before the squeeze went mainstream. And then we doubled back and did the same thing with AMC. So that's one reason why you might trade a stock that's not necessarily profitable. Same thing just happened with Carvana a few years ago. I missed Carvana because I was busy buying Palantir, you know what I'm saying? But with Carvana, for example, I remember when Carvana went on in squoze, everybody thought they was going to go bankrupt. They thought the car vending machine thing wasn't going to work, and it might still not. But the key when you bet on turnaround stocks, like I said in the last video, it's not necessarily about whether the company becomes the next big thing. It's about, can a company survive a little longer? The dude, my boy DFV from GameStop, he thought the company would survive a little longer than the Bears did. They thought it was going bankrupt immediately. He thought it might go bankrupt one day, but it ain't going to be this year, it ain't going to be next year, and it ain't going to be the year after that. And that's why he made the money. You feel me? It's all types of reasons you got to dig into a stock out here. You feel me? Like even right now, we looking at Quantum. We looking at Oklo. We made money on both. The balance sheets on both are bad. There are reasons to be there, though. You see what I'm saying? Now, will I go overweight? Nah, because the balance sheet bad, and I don't want to get hit up if they decide to go down 70, 80% because the balance sheet's bad, because that's what could happen. But what folks got to understand, it's just like anything else in life. If a stock's the type of stock that's doing 20, 30% a day, 30, 40% a day, it's only natural that the down days would be drastic and catastrophic. You feel me? That's why y'all starting to see me buy a lot of shares on some of these stocks instead of, you know, playing with necessarily the call options all the time. But, you know, it's just your boy Steve from Printing Gang Investments. I was just giving y'all, you know, a little peek into my mind and just showing some of my trade history from back in the days. Because like I said, I wasn't thinking about being a YouTuber back then. I didn't know that people just wanted to see real life trading. I thought, you know, you had to have a fancy setup. I thought you had to trade with $1 million. I didn't think they wanted to see little old Steve flipping these thousands. But it's your boy Steve from Printing Gang Investments. I'm going to see y'all next video.